Guardiola has ruined the Premier League. Man City are going to win their 4th title in a row, their 6th in 7 years. And it's boring, is it? Because I'm not bored. I'm not bored of City winning number 4 in a row. That's absolutely fine by me. While we're crap, watching Arsenal in their best era in 20 years win the same amount as us in our worst era in easily over 20 years. It's delightful. Heung-min Son. Now, any bad word I've said about that bloke, I take it all back. He is a legend of the Premier League, a legend of the game. That was his Kolo Muani moment. Heung-min Son is one of the best finishers the Premier League's seen, and that's statistically speaking. That's a player that you'd bet your house on putting the ball in the back of the net. And not today. Not today, because Ortega makes the save. Ortega, who came on for Ederson. Ederson booted in the head. He turns into Chris Benoit. He's kicking benches. He's throwing punches left, right, and rhubarb. It didn't matter. Ortega, Carragher's man of the match, has actually saved the day and won the league for Manchester City. I still can't get over that miss. It's just the most unson thing of all time. And he actually did it. He actually did it. And also, what was up with all the punching and kicking on the bench today? Not just Ederson. I get the Ederson one. That guy, he doesn't know that he's not. He didn't even know where he was. He wasn't even in the room with us. He was playing in a game from 4 years ago. He thought he just kicked Mane in the head. He didn't even know where he was. But Bentancur was going nuts. It was brilliant acting. Bentancur sold that. He made it look as if he genuinely wanted to win that game. That was superb acting. Honestly, they might need to give the Oscar to Bentancur because he fooled me. And Ange in his press conference saying, we really want to win that game. And he's showing a bit of I'm really annoyed when they're letting it go. Nah, we know your game, mate. And you fucking did it to a T. Spurs lost, but they won. And that's what's important. Spurs won. They won by losing. That's the biggest dub you can take. Spurs winning tonight, there would have been riots among the Spurs fan base. There would have been Ange out chants. They're happy boys. They go home happy, not just boys and girls, whatever. They're very happy. The Spuds are happy. I'm happy. The world is healing. The world is healing. 0 trophies for Arsenal again. It is beautiful stuff. My nerves throughout that game were horrific. I can't lie. I am a despiser of Arsenal. If there's one person in the world that hates Arsenal, I am it. I enjoy their suffering. Even when they were crap, I loved it. I loved every second of it. Going to school, having to hear Sanchez is better than Hazard, all this bollocks. And then now crying about VAR, crying about everything. They'll cry about 1-1-5. They'll cry about City winning the leagues being really boring. What more can we do? Well, I'll tell you what Arsenal could do. They could get a few more points. Because winning the league is hard. I know. It's a mad concept. As a Chelsea fan, having been lucky enough to see our teams win the league, you have to be really good. You've got to be really good. Better than 89 points good this year. 89 points is not some 91 points that City will finish on if they beat West Ham, which I imagine they will now. It's not some unassailable target. Antonio Conte's Chelsea side got 93 points, and I don't think I'd even put them in Chelsea's top 3 league winners. It's hard. Winning a league is hard. Welcome. It is delightful, and we can all bathe in their tears for a while. And I know people will want to go, he's turned it into the Bundesliga, he's turned to this. I also think you need to appreciate greatness while it's here. This is something that's not been done in the Premier League 4 in a row. Sir Alex couldn't manage it. Pep Guardiola has matched him for treble. And he's doing it with a lot higher points as well. Some of the football you've seen this Manchester City side has been, I'd say it's the best side you've seen in the Premier League easily. But I'd actually argue it's the best to watch. People might argue for Klopp's Liverpool, that kind of thing. I get it. City, particularly in their early years, that 18, 19, 17, 18 season, I think that's the best football we've seen. And now they're a different kind of beast with that treble win last season, winning a league this season, even when they're not quite at their best. Losing someone like Gundogan, losing Palmer, who's gone on to excel with us. Those were big losses. It hasn't mattered. They've still managed to get the business done. Normally, throughout the season, we're saying City will click. We have to wait. City have not been at their best until March, April odd. It's kind of clicked the last few weeks. And even tonight, they were struggling a bit with the pressure. But as they got that first goal, it's not even like the nerves relinquished then. Like I said, that Heung-min Son chance is going to be one of the big moments in Premier League history. What was Akanji doing? That would have been his Gerrard moment. But it's not. We can all breathe. We can revel in this. And honestly, the goals were of high quality. I thought Phil Foden's involvement in both was outstanding. Going down the left and then cutting it across Bernardo Silva, putting it to De Bruyne, who squared it for Haaland. Brilliantly worked goal. City to a T. And then the second goal, actually, Jeremy Doku winning the pen. But the switch of play from Foden's magnificent. And that's the player of the year for me. I think Foden's the player of the year. I get the cases for Rodri. Outside of that, like, I love Palmer, whatever, but in terms of the influence those guys have had on the title race and the title winning side, they're those guys. Like, De Bruyne's been missing throughout a lot of the season. Haaland was missing for large chunks, and Foden was the one kind of carrying that attack to a large extent and even starring in these ones. I should get across, I get the whole it's boring, City always win the league spiel. I do get it to some degree, but I don't care. As a fan of my club, I don't care. While we're competing, they can crack on. I don't want to see Arsenal winning leagues. I don't want to see Liverpool winning leagues. They just stop the bad guys, and then they roll over for us in a Champions League final. That's how it works. We have a good relationship. I enjoy City's work. I enjoy it from afar. Brilliant stuff. Well done. You're making them cry. We made you guys cry. Good stuff. And yeah, like I said, I think in terms of a football team, they're the best you've seen in England. I'd argue they might be second best team I've seen. Maybe you could make a case for like that back-to-back Champions League winning Real Madrid side. They were phenomenal. The stars they had, the big moments, players they had. Ronaldo at the epicenter of that. But I think City kind of compete with them, and then like Barca, Pep's Barca, that's the best team I've seen. They are phenomenal, and you got to appreciate greatness. You got to appreciate greatness. But like I said, this iteration, this is arguably, I'd say 2021 and this City side are the weakest of Pep's title wins as teams. Like, City have had some weird periods throughout the season. They had one where they won one game in 6. They lost back-to-back games before that. They've been on a nuts run. Like, they haven't lost in a long time, but even then, they've been kind of doing enough. It was only April or so that they've started to click into the City, and boy did we need it. We needed it. It was going to be Klopp's leaving farewell tour, or it was going to be Arsenal's first title in 20 years. It's neither. It's City again. Drink it in. Honestly, Spurs, be proud of yourselves tonight. I'm sure Spurs fans are all doing the Poznan, even at home. Even if you're sat at home, you're jumping with your back to the telly. There's no way you're not celebrating those City goals. What a weird game, by the way. I don't think you've seen a weirder game in Premier League history in terms of when have you seen a club want their team to lose so badly? And I know people will say, like, oh, that's pathetic. It's completely fair, because in 30 years, Spurs aren't going to remember the time that, if they'd won, they would have helped get Champions League and pipped Villa to Champions League. And that's still a possibility. That's not a guarantee. Or would they remember it for, we won Arsenal the league? It's the latter, isn't it? So it's completely fair, Spurs fans celebrating this loss. It's a weird event. It's a very unique event. But it's happened, and I'm sure they're actually buzzing with that loss, because they actually played all right. And the one time they're probably expecting Son to score, they've seen it so many times over the years, he didn't. And they're probably buzzing with that as well. It's a really strange game. It's one that we'll always look back at as, like, remember when Spurs were... There was a couple I saw in the stands literally celebrating the fact that they were losing the game, and completely fair play to them. It's prime Barclays. This was a prime Barclays moment. This was a prime Barclays event. And yeah, I'm just glad that Spurs made a game of it as well. I'm really glad, just the knowledge that Gunners watched with hope. It wasn't like, oh, they got battered by City and they turned the TV off by half time. No. That would have given you hope. Especially Akanji. He offered a Gerrard. He put it on a plate, and Son went, no, there's a job at hand here, and that's stopping Arsenal win the league. Good on you, Heung-min Son. Heung-min Son, you know what? He might be one of my favourite players of all time. He really might be. He's up there, isn't he? He's got to be up there. Oh, this is fucking beautiful. I just love it, man. I love it. Boring, easy league. Bundesliga. Yeah. It's fine. It's good. Cool. Don't worry, though. Someone will stop City soon. Us. We're coming. We're going to be back. We are going to, honestly, and I'm not even taking the piss here. This is just more injury permitting. This is not something I think would happen next season. The more I'm thinking about it, I'm like, maybe Arteta's not got the minerals. Maybe he's not that guy to get Arsenal over the line, because it's 2 years in a row now. They probably should have won it. Last year, they should have won it. This year, they probably should have won it. Fulham's at home, Fulham away. Like, you lose that. You draw at home to 10-man Fulham. You lose at home to West Ham. Games like that. Villa, home and away. If you just picked up one win in some of those, just one win in those games, they'd be champions. It's not all on City, because I know people want to go play it with that card. Oh, it's City, how can you stop them? And I know I've been waxing lyrical about how good they are as a team, but like I said, this iteration of City, this was doable. 91 points is a very good tally, but not at the level of some of the City sides, not at the level of a lot of other sides as well. I think Chelsea have topped and equalled that 3 times. You got to be good to win a league. You bald, beautiful man, Pep. You bald, beautiful man. You've not just stopped Liverpool multiple times. You've now stopped them multiple times. and then you decided not to play Roger in a Champions League final against. Honestly, Pep, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. We know he's the GOAT. Everyone knows he's the GOAT, really. I know he isn't the same time in the Premier League as Sir Alex, but like as a manager of all time, Pep's the GOAT, right? I'm so full, guys. Not full, guys, the game, but I'm so full. My heart is so full. I feel pure ecstasy. You know, I might pop a bottle of champagne at this. This is a beautiful moment. This is a beautiful moment. We need to savor it. We need to drink it in. We really do. 2 years on the trot now. Oh, so much hope this year as well. There's only one game left. They're still technically in it. They might even be watching the West Ham might even go 1-0 up. They might even tease them. But we know City will beat West Ham at home. It's job done. It's title done. It's me done for the season in terms of any prang I had. I'm enjoying the Champions League. No English sides in that. Great. Don't want an English side winning it. Now the Premier League. No one I dislike is winning it. Ugh. So yeah, make sure to let me know actually in the comments. Do you think it's a boring league? Are you hating this Bundesliga Pep League? Because I'm really not. Am I being a miserable bastard? Am I a cynical, nihilistic, miserable bastard that just enjoys the suffering of my rivals? Probably, but I kind of think it's fair. Is it not fair as football fans? Because I sometimes think people lie to themselves and they want to pretend like, oh, that's so wrong that, you know, you should just focus on your team. Yeah, I do focus on my team, but I enjoy the plight of teams that I despise. I think it's only right. As a football fan, you do despise your rivals, right? That's the nature of the game. It's never been any different. It's ingrained in you as a fan of whatever club you support that you love when they get it completely wrong. And knowing that they had all this hope this evening, hope throughout the season, hope last year, and it all just evaporates into dust. It's beautiful. But maybe I am a bit of a cynical bastard, so make sure to let me know if you think I am, or if you think, now, do you know what, Pep? Keep going. Keep going until our team competes. Like, I get it. If you're a United fan, you want City to not win the league. I get that. Pretty much everyone else. Arsenal are annoying, aren't they? Like, even if they weren't my rivals, I'd find them annoying. Just online and everything. It's beautiful. Or maybe people want another league winner. I don't know. I'm speaking with very biased goggles in terms of my hatred of that club because of this club I support. So yeah, make sure to let me know. Hit like, hit subscribe. That stuff helps. I've really appreciated all the love and support on this channel, by the way. It's been really fun. I'm actually, loving it. I might cry. I might cry, guys. Toast to Heung-min Son and Pep Guardiola. You did your job. You did your job. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Not even just that video, but like this evening. Beautiful evening. Enjoy your weekends, the last weekend of the season. We kind of know what's on the cards, so let's just wallow in it and enjoy it. Chelsea are going to smash Brighton tomorrow as well. Looking forward to that. I'll have a video covering that, obviously. I'll see you guys in a bit. Up the Chelsea. Come on.